Hey guys, I am back with a brand new video, and today we're going to be making hot cocoa bombs. I've seen hot cocoa bombs all over TikTok and Instagram, and seeing all these videos, I just needed to try it and post it as a video for you guys. These are really simple and really easy to make, and they're just absolutely perfect for the cold winter weather. So let's get started. So here I have some Baker's chocolate, and this is the semi-sweet chocolate, and I have 2 boxes because we're going to need a lot of chocolate for this. You can use really any chocolate as long as it can melt and harden in the fridge. Another brand I recommend, if you don't have Baker's chocolate, you could use the Wilton candy melts. You can find those at like any craft store or in the supermarkets. The Wilton candy melts come in various different colors, so if you wanted to make like blue or pink hot cocoa bombs, you could do that with the Wilton candy melts. So those are really great to use also. I broke up my Baker's chocolate into a bunch of little squares so it melts easier. And so now I'm just going to put them into the melting pot. I think the melting pot is perfect for this because it keeps the chocolate warm so that you don't have to keep reheating it. But if you don't have a melting pot, you can use the microwave or you could use a double boiler. Use whatever works best for you. For this recipe, I'm going to be using this silicone mold. It's in the shape of a half circle. And what I find with these silicone molds is that they're a lot better than like a plastic mold. Silicone mold is very bendy and you can easily pop out the chocolate. So now that our chocolate is melted, we're going to add it to the molds. So take 1.5 teaspoons of the chocolate and pour it into each of the molds. After you put your chocolate into the molds, you're now going to take a Baker's paintbrush. So it looks like a regular paintbrush, it's like that. And you're going to use this brush to brush the chocolate up the sides of the mold to completely cover and coat the mold. And the reason why we use that specific measurement of chocolate is because if you have too much chocolate in the mold, then the chocolate will just pool at the bottom, and when it comes time to actually putting your hot cocoa bomb into your mug and pouring the milk over it, if it has too much chocolate in the center, then it's just not going to break open. So that's why it's important to use the measurements. I actually really love this part because it's really relaxing and it feels like I'm painting. I don't know about you guys, but I love doing regular like acrylic paintings. So now that we've covered our molds completely in chocolate, we can now put our mold into the fridge for about 5 minutes to chill. I just took my molds out of the fridge, so now we can go ahead and add a second layer of chocolate. So we're going to repeat the same process that we just did before. So first pour the 1.5 teaspoons of chocolate into each mold. Take your baking paintbrush and brush the chocolate up the sides of the mold to once again cover it completely. So now you could go ahead and put your chocolate mold back into the fridge for about 5 to 10 minutes, and we're going to let it completely set. For this next part, I recommend that you put on some gloves because the heat from your hands could actually melt the chocolate or leave fingerprints on the chocolate, and we don't want any of that. So what I did already was I took out the chocolate from the silicone mold. So now we're going to add the hot cocoa and the marshmallows to our little chocolate circle. And so I have this little bowl right here to keep the chocolate from moving around. So now just take 1 tablespoon of hot cocoa mix and pour it into the chocolate, and then also take some marshmallows and pour that in as well. Now it's finally time to glue together the two halves. Here I just have a saucepan heating on the stove, and I'm carefully placing the top half of the chocolate on the pan just for a second to melt it a bit. And then I lightly place the top half onto the bottom half and just continue doing that for all of your hot cocoa bombs. So now I have some of my leftover baker's chocolate in my piping bag, and I snipped off a tiny tip. And now, just to seal in the little cracks, I'm going to pipe a little line of chocolate along the middle. And then once you're done piping it, if you're wearing a glove, you can use the glove. If you don't have gloves, use the baker's paintbrush. But I have gloves, so I'm going to use my finger, and you just smooth out the edge. And then it's done. So for this final step, it's completely optional, but I love to decorate my desserts. So I put my hot cocoa bombs into little cupcake liners. In this piping bag, I have some white candy melts, and I'm just going to drizzle it on top for a nice little decoration. And they're done. These are the beautiful finished hot cocoa bombs. They look so beautiful, so amazing. This is probably one of the coolest desserts I have ever made, because if you've ever seen like the TikTok videos of putting them into the mug and then pouring the milk over it, it just looks so cool when it opens up, and I'm going to show you guys what that looks like right now. To use your hot cocoa bomb, just place it into a mug and make sure your milk is very hot so that it can melt the chocolate. And then just look at how cool it looks when it opens up. I also just took a spoon to stir all the chocolate around. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe for more baking videos, and comment down below any questions you may have about this recipe or recipe suggestions for future videos. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye!